What is up, world? Back at it again with the n54 build. Man, it's not easy as I make it look. I got parts and parts all over the place. This thing is a huge puzzle, man. You see Molly's up in the air, heisted up. We still got to degrease the engine bay. Let's see what the oil leak was doing. You see all that in there? Got to clean all that up. But Molly has a partner, a little baby sister to keep her company. You know what I mean? Sitting on some TSWs. I took the caps off because I gotta take the wheels off to do something. But back to the n54. Working on this turbo setup, man. So some things I noticed about the Doc Race kit. So there, I don't know if you can see it. There's a bolt back there. Don't even ask me how I tightened that bolt, because it was a mission. But anyway, this is what I got done so far today. I mounted the dump tube. This feeds the exhaust, right? It goes from 1 to 2 because this car has dual pipes. See that? This is gonna go over here like that. You know what I mean? Then we could connect to our exhaust system. But right now I got the turbo loose so I can clock it, because the drain was upside down. So now we got the drain on the bottom, and we are trying to work out our drain fitting. You see the clearance is really tight. Originally, this is what Doc Ray sent with the kit, right? This has good clearance, but on the end of this you got to use a hose clamp, and right here on this flange surface you got to use a gasket. The fitting I got up there, it uses a recessed O-ring, so it has a much stronger sealing capacity. So that's why I went with that. But the downside is I had to connect this huge AN fitting that almost has some clearance issues, but it might work. And the other thing was the V-band clamp didn't want to go on, so I had to trim the stud back there because it was poking out like this. So mocking up the drain feed, we upgraded this to stainless steel. This is from Vibrant Performance, and stainless steel hose. This is what originally came with the kit, and we upgraded it to that. Big, huge improvement. And not only that, we're going to be sliding on this fire shield. This is a heat insulation hose that slips over this, because you can see how close it is to the exhaust, and this thing gets scorching hot, and the oil drain is very important. So then we got our oil feed over here coming out here. It's gonna route it up here, but looks like I gotta get an elbow to make it work out. And then my other issue is the other coolant feed over here, or the coolant return. I gotta get an elbow to make it connect right where that nipple's poking out. You see me? So pretty hectic shit. Another issue I ran into, right? I was gonna put the crankshaft pulley on. You can see I got my crank seal guard on there, and then this is my crank pulley. Let me take this out. This little device right here is made by Vargas, and this locks this bolt from turning. So essentially, when you put on the crank pulley, the hex in the middle holds this bolt, so that way it's impossible for it to get loose on its own. Even though I have a one-piece pinned crank hub, but the issue is that it doesn't line up. It looks like my crank bolt needs to be rotated a little bit more. So when I slide that on there like this, right? Look how offset the holes are. The holes don't line up because this bolt needs to get turned a little bit more, just a smidge. But I ain't doing all that. What I'm gonna do is drill out this piece some more so that it fits. So the crank pulley goes on there like that, fresh from powder coat, so it's looking all crispy and stuff. And then we put the catch on there. But my main issue was figuring out this drain and feed setup so I could put an end to that. Everything else really ready to go once I mount the clutch and the trans on there. You can see we got our fuel system on there today. We got our high pressure fuel lines, our coils. We got our high pressure fuel pump mounted with a new O-ring. Got our oil pressure switch in there, brand new. We got all our crank sensors, cam sensors, vanos, and new coolant temperature sensors. So all the information the computer is looking for is taken care of. You feel me? So I took off the turbo housing because I needed to clock it. And I'm probably going to send that piece to powder coating to get it polished. This piece right here. You see how inside look? That's how I want the outside to look. Or fucking put. I wonder if they could etch it Blueprint Auto right there where it says Garrett. That would be tough. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it, guys. Let's take a look at the trans real quick before I let y'all go. So the trans, I detailed the shit out of it. Look, you can eat off this motherfucker. It's so dry and clean. I'm waiting for a seal. I'm gonna change the input seal. That way we don't have no problems. And the clutch kit. Cleaned off the fork. We're gonna be upgrading this whole shifting assembly. So these bushings right here, where this arm pivots, we're gonna upgrade them to Teflon. You see how I got that slop in the shifter? We don't want none of that. And even this bushing right here, this bushing is gonna get upgraded. Look at how much slop is in that bushing. And then look at our shifter. Oh God, disgusting. I'm gonna be putting a Denon billet short shifter in here, so that shit can bop, 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 bop. Feel me? Got my other little toy right here on the TSWs. You smell me? But yeah, in the next couple of days or so, I'm gonna go ahead and detail the engine bay, clean the fucking shit out of it. And this was the hose that I broke when I took the motor out, so I wasn't paying attention. So we got to order that. And this AC line looked like it was rubbing, so I got to get a replacement. And then I'm gonna put a piece of rubber in this area so the new one doesn't chafe, because I need my AC to be booming. You feel me? Like for real, for real. So pretty much that's what's going on, guys. Stay tuned for the n54 build. I'm out. Peace.